Welcome to Duskhaven Sleep Stories, a quiet place where the day gently fades, and soft stories carry you into rest. Hello, dear dreamer. Wherever you are right now, I hope you are somewhere comfortable. Perhaps your pillow is soft. Perhaps the room is dark. Perhaps your body is already beginning to understand that there is nothing left to do tonight. That is good. That is exactly right. Tonight, we are going somewhere very still. A marsh at the edge of a small village, where the water does not rush. It only rests. Where the reeds barely move. Where the fog comes in gently, like a blanket being drawn over the land. And where a great blue heron has stood, completely still, for as long as anyone can remember. Take one slow breath with me now. In through the nose and out through the mouth. There was a marsh at the edge of the village of Fenwick that everyone called Stillwater. It had no other name, or if it did, no one remembered it anymore. Stillwater was enough. The name said what needed to be said. The water there did not run. It did not rush toward anything. It simply stayed. Wide and dark, and perfectly flat in the evenings, holding the reflection of the sky, as if the sky itself needed somewhere to rest. The village of Fenwick was small. The kind of small where the same faces appeared at the post office, the hardware store, and the church. And everyone knew everyone's dog by name, even if they had forgotten the owners. At at the far edge of the village, where the last dirt road dissolved into a muddy footpath, and the footpath dissolved into reeds. There was a house. It was narrow and grey and slightly tilted, as old houses sometimes are, as if the house itself had spent too many years leaning toward the water and could no longer stand perfectly straight. This was the home of Grandfather Eli, and spending the summer there, in the small back bedroom, with the window that rattled when the wind came from the north, was his grandson, Asher. Asher was 10. He had dark, ink-stained fingers from writing in his notebooks. He kept 3, 1 for observations, 1 for questions, and 1 for things he did not yet have words for. He was the kind of boy who noticed things. The way light moved, the way sound changed near water, the way certain silences felt full rather than empty. He had been at his grandfather's house for 2 weeks when he first saw the Heron. It was just past dusk. Asher had wandered to the edge of the marsh while Grandfather Eli made dinner. Soup. Always soup. Something warm and simple that smelled of thyme. The marsh was turning silver in the fading light. The reeds stood perfectly still. The water was like glass. And there, at the very edge, where the mud met the water in a thin, dark line, stood a bird. It was enormous. That was the first thing Asher noticed. He had seen herons in pictures, but pictures had not prepared him for the actual size of the thing. The long grey neck, the dark plume above the eye like a brushstroke, the legs thin and precise as compass needles. It was absolutely still, not sleeping still, not resting still, something more deliberate than that. It stood the way very old things stand, with a kind of patience that goes beyond waiting, as if it were not waiting for anything at all, but simply being exactly where it was. Asher stood for a long time watching it. The heron did not move. A fish leapt somewhere out in the dark water. a cloud passed across the last light of sunset. The frogs began their low chorus. The Heron did not flinch, did not turn, did not ripple. Asher realized, after some minutes, that he had stopped fidgeting. His hands were still at his sides. His breathing had slowed. Something in him, some busy, tangled, running part, had gone quiet without him noticing. He walked back to the house slowly, as if returning too quickly might break something. Grandfather Eli was at the stove. He looked up. "You found the Heron," he said. It was not a question. "How did you know?" Asher asked. "Because of how you're walking," his grandfather said simply. And he handed him a bowl of soup. They sat at the small kitchen table, and Grandfather Eli talked in the way he always did, without preamble, without rushing, as if he had been carrying a story for a long time, and was simply setting it down now that there was space. "I first saw that bird 40 years ago," he said. "The summer I moved here. He was standing in the same spot." Asher looked up from his soup. "The same exact spot?" "Same exact spot." Grandfather Eli turned his bowl in his hands. "Every evening. Sometimes he is there in the morning too, and late at night, on clear nights. You can see his silhouette against the water." "What is he doing?" Grandfather Eli was quiet for a moment. "I used to think he was fishing," he said. "I watched him for days, waiting to see him strike, but I never saw him catch anything. Not once." He paused. "Eventually, I stopped thinking he was doing anything in particular. I think he is simply there. Asher considered this. Just there. Just there, his grandfather said. Do you know how rare that is? To simply be somewhere, completely, without needing it to become something else. He smiled, a slow, quiet smile. I have spent my whole life making maps, measuring distances, turning places into lines and numbers. But that bird has never measured anything. He just stands in the place, and the place is enough. Asher wrote something in his notebook that night before bed. He wrote it in the third one. The one for things he did not yet have words for. He wrote, "What does it feel like to be completely still?" Then he lay in bed and listened to the marsh outside his window and did not know the answer yet. But he was beginning to understand the question. Nights later, Asher could not sleep. It was not the bad kind of sleeplessness, not the anxious, tangled kind. It was the other kind, the kind where you are not tired, exactly. But you are not awake the way you are awake in the daytime either. He was in between, somewhere slow and soft and not entirely sure of the edges of things. He heard the marsh outside. He got up quietly, pulled on his jumper, slipped his feet into his shoes and went outside. The night was very still. The stars were out in a way they never were in the city. Not just a few bright ones, but layers of them, depth behind depth. So many that the sky looked thick. He walked the short path to the marsh's edge, and the Heron was there. Of course he was there. In the dark, he was more shape than bird. A tall, angular silhouette against the faint shine of the water. but Asher could see the outline of that long neck, that patient curve. He sat down in the reeds a few feet from the water. The ground was cool and a little damp. He did not mind. He watched the heron. The heron did not watch him back. Or, if he did, there was no sign of it. He simply continued doing what he always did. Standing, being still, being there. And something happened to Asher then that he would think about for a long time afterward. He stopped thinking. Not all at once. It happened the way sleep happens, gradually, without a clear moment of beginning. His thoughts, which were usually quick and many and layered, began to slow. The question he had been worrying about school, about autumn, about something a friend had said before summer, loosened its grip. It did not go away, but it moved further back. Like furniture being pushed to the edges of a room to make space in the middle. And in the middle there was just the water, the stars, the shape of the heron, the sound of nothing much happening. It was, Asher thought, the calmest he had ever been. He did not know how long he sat there. At some point, Grandfather Eli appeared beside him. Wrapped in an old coat, holding 2 mugs of something warm. He sat down without speaking. He handed Asher a mug. They sat together in the dark and watched the heron, who remained unmoved by all of it. After a while, Grandfather Eli said, barely above a whisper, I used to think patience was something you practiced. Like a skill. Something you got better at. Asher held the warm mug in both hands. "And now?" he whispered back. "Now, I think patience isn't something you practice. I think it's something you remember. Something we already know, somewhere underneath everything." He nodded toward the Heron. "He's not practicing, he's not trying, he's just remembering what it feels like to belong somewhere completely." Asher looked at the Heron. The long neck, the perfect stillness, the way the dark water lay flat beneath the stars. "Can we remember it too?" he asked. "We're remembering it right now," his grandfather said. And they were quiet again. The Heron stayed until nearly 2 in the morning. Then, without warning, without any trembling of wings, without any visible preparation, he lifted from the water's edge in one slow, enormous motion and disappeared into the dark above the marsh. Gone. The place where he had stood looked exactly the same. A thin line of mud at the water's edge, a few bent reeds. The water still. But it felt different. The way a room feels different after someone leaves, not emptier exactly, more settled, as if the space had been shaped by the presence and was still holding the warmth of it. "Time for bed," Grandfather Eli said softly. And Asher did not argue. He felt the way you feel after a very long, good walk, tired in the right places, empty in the comfortable sense. He slept better that night than he had in months. And in his notebook, the third one, the the one for things without words. He wrote one more thing before he closed his eyes. He wrote, "Stillness is not emptiness. It is the sound of everything being exactly where it belongs." In the morning, the Heron was back. Of course he was. Standing at the edge of the water, patient as stone, watching something beneath the surface that only he could see. Asher stood at the kitchen window with a glass of orange juice and watched him for a while. Grandfather Eli came and stood beside him. Neither of them said anything. They did not need to. Outside, the marsh was filling up with morning light. Pale gold slanting across the water. The reeds going copper, the mist beginning to lift. Somewhere, a blackbird started a song. The Heron turned his great head slowly, surveyed the brightening world, and returned to his vigil. He would be there all day. He would be there tomorrow. He had, in all likelihood, been there when Grandfather Eli arrived 40 years ago, and would be there long after all of them were gone. Not waiting, not watching for anything in particular. Just there, just still, just a living reminder that sometimes the bravest and most difficult and most necessary thing a person or a bird can do is simply to be completely present in the place they are. To stop arriving, to stop preparing to leave. To just be still and let the world be what it is. And there, dear dreamer, is where we leave them. Asher at the window, Grandfather Eli beside him. The Heron at the water's edge. The marsh full of quiet light. And you, wherever you are, in whatever room, under whatever sky. I hope something of that stillness has found its way to you. You do not have to do anything with it. You do not have to understand it or hold on to it. Just let it be here for a moment. Your body is heavy now. Good. Let it be heavy. Your thoughts are slower now, and let them slow. There, is nothing that needs to be solved tonight. Nothing that needs to be decided or figured out or finished. All of that will be there in the morning, patiently waiting, the way the marsh waits, the way the water waits, the way the heron waits. Right now, there is only this. The dark behind your eyes, the weight of your blanket, the slow rhythm of your breath in and out, in and out. Like water, like stillness, like a bird standing at the edge of something deep and quietly, completely at peace. If this story brought you rest tonight, leave a comment and tell us what made you feel still tonight. It would mean the world. And if someone you love needs a quiet night, share this with them. Some gifts don't need wrapping. Good night, dear one. Sleep well. Sleep deep.